What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming to you at the very least every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over the digital airwaves of YouTube. As usual, I'm here in my studio thanks to my official studio sponsor, FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel, the official studio sponsor of the Stephen A. Smith Show. By the way, as an aside, just wanted to take a moment to again tell y'all how much I appreciate the love and support from all of my followers and subscribers. It has now exceeded over 402,000 subscribers in the first 7.5 months. I can't thank y'all enough for showing me the love that you've shown me. Just keep it coming, and I'm going to keep on coming. Please continue to like and follow the Stephen A. Smith Show right here on YouTube. Just click the bell to get notified of all of our new content. While you're doing all of that, please don't forget to pick up a copy of my New York Times best-selling book, Straight Shooter, a memoir of second chances and first takes. I am not in my usual new studios. I am actually at my home studio for the time being because I'm about to hit the road over the next couple of days or so. But I'll be back in my official studio, in my brand new studio, next Wednesday. So feel free to tune in then, and I'll resume taking live callers. You know, one of the things that I wanted to do today is essentially highlight where I'm going with this. The normal opening monologue and stuff like that. Sometimes you got a big time guest and it simply ain't necessary. When I think about who I'm about to talk to, I'm about to talk to an individual who's a Hall of Famer, who's a champion, who's a natural born leader in the eyes of everybody that I know that has ever played with him, and dare I say even against him. You know, that individual that I'm talking about, you don't find many people like him. You don't find folks who normally come out of high school, go straight to the pros, and lives up to the billing that was thrown in their direction. When we talk about Kevin Garnett, a.k.a. KG, everybody knows what I'm talking about. Came out of high school, entered the draft in 1995, and was something sensational. He was the big ticket in Minnesota. There were championship aspirations associated with his name because ultimately he would have a teammate by the name of Stephon Marbury, who was also a great, great point guard coming out of Lincoln High School in Brooklyn, New York, spending a year at Georgia Tech University before departing after his freshman year to enter the pros and be a teammate of Kevin Garnett. Him and the big ticket were expected to capture a championship, but it was never to be because Stephon Marbury didn't want to stay. He ultimately would depart from Minnesota. And after 14 years in Minnesota, ultimately Kevin Garnett would do the same, departing for the Boston Celtics. When his first year in Boston, playing under head coach Doc Rivers, with teammates like Paul Pierce and Ray Allen and Rajon Rondo, Kendrick Perkins, my partner in crime at ESPN, NBA analyst extraordinaire for ESPN, watching them do their thing, winning a championship, blowing out the Los Angeles Lakers by 39 points in a closeout Game 6, where the late, great Kobe Bryant was on the bench crying because he was so despondent over the loss in an NBA Finals game. These are all memories that come associated with Kevin Garnett. Anything's possible. Anything's possible! Remember that? That was him. That was him. But more than sound bites, what he brought to the table was so many different things. First and foremost, above all else, was the level of authenticity. I've known him for years. There has never been a fake bone in his body. What you see is what you get. This brother is as straight as they come. You ask him a question, he's going to give you an answer, or he's not going to give you an answer. What he's not going to do is fake the funk and be pretentious in any way. He's going to let you know exactly where he stands. When we talk about having real conversations on the Stephen A. Smith Show, what you're about to get is what I aspire to get from any guest that I have on. Someone who is their true, authentic self, unapologetic about how they feel, unapologetic about the way they express themselves, and possessing a strong belief in being able to call it like they see it and letting the world know that's exactly what they're doing. There's enough phonies running around in this world. We all know that. People who pretend to be one thing but are far from that. People who don't want to be authentic, who don't want to be real, And we're quite honest with you, I have no time for them. Needless to say, that isn't applicable to my guest coming up. It's the big ticket himself. It's Kevin Garnett. It's a conversation I've waited to have with him for a very, very long time. I couldn't wait for this. And I assure you, after you listen to part one of this two-part interview with Kevin Garnett, airing today, this Friday, throughout the weekend, part one, and then part two airing this Monday, I promise you, you won't walk away disappointed. Stephen A. Smith with the big ticket, the champion, the Hall of Famer, the one and only Kevin Garnett. Up next, right here on the Stephen A. Smith Show. Buckle up. Here he comes. Score this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money line bet. That's $150 if your team wins. And who wouldn't want a little something extra to celebrate if the team you're rooting for is victorious, you know? And even though we're well into the season, it's not too late to get started. In fact, there's no better time to get in on the action than now. We've seen the early season trends. We know what we're dealing with, and hopefully our bets follow suit. And this app is so easy to use. My friends love FanDuel. They bet spreads, props, totals, all the action they want on the game, and they're able to do so through FanDuel. So visit FanDuel.com/SAS and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus and present in select states. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana, visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland, visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia, or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Welcome back here to the Stephen A. Smith Show. I'm coming from my home studio location. I'm outside the studio, but I'll be damned if I wasn't going to make time for this interview right here. This is my brother. I've known him for many, many years. Former star in the National Basketball Association, 21-year career. NBA champion, Boston Celtics 2008, Hall of Famer, class of 2022. And I'll get into all the other stuff that he's doing right now. There's only one KG, everybody. The one and only Kevin Garnett. What's up, big time? What's going on, man?
How you doing, King? How you living?
Man, I'm living well, man. How you doing? How's everything been with you, bro?
Things great, man. And I figured some things out and everything's flowing just the way we want it to be, man. It's good to see you, man.
Man, it's so good to see you. Before I get into anything, man, I just want to say I'm so proud of you, so happy to see you. You're doing big things. And I just, listen, we're going to get into this later, but I just want to give some people the resume. I just want to throw the resume out because you know I'm big on resumes, KJ. I'm big on resumes here. Production company. Content Cartel produces his own show, KG Certified. Let's make sure we get that out of the way, which, by the way, is available on Showtime Basketball in conversations with several distribution partners. Now that Showtime has announced they're about to shut down. You got 2 films on Tubi coming up, Cinnamon and Murder City. You wanted to reimagine blaxploitation and black noir. Let's not forget about that. Just building the KG brand and everything like that. You always had this vision? You always plotted this out? Or is this something that just happened since you retired?
I got to say, Stephen, coming out of Minnesota, man, I wanted to really go out of basketball and go right back into basketball. I felt like I had a good connection with the younger guys at that time. It was, you know, when I went back to Minnesota from Brooklyn, I knew that I was going to retire in Minnesota. Coming out of there, I wanted to go right into management. I wanted to be able to help curate the mentality of a lot of these kids because I was seeing that it was different. I had 3 stars around me, or 3 future stars around me, with that being Zach LaVine, Karl Anthony Towns, and then Andrew Wiggins. And all of them had unbelievable talent. And, yeah, that was my love. And then that went for a loop when Flip passed. When Flip passed, everything changed, and I had to make a deviate.
Hold on for a second, because everybody don't know who Flip is. That's Flip
I'm sorry,
Saunders, former
Flip
head
Saunders.
coach and
I'm
GM for the
sorry.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. Flip Saunders passed, man, and his passing came at just the craziest timing to where everything shifted to where I saw basketball not being the future, and I started getting offers on from networks mainly to talk about the game and to talk about this part of the game that we haven't seen yet. Again, this is 2016-15 that I'm talking about.
Right.
And then I got offered a movie from the Southey brothers called Uncut Gems, and then it was only
you were great in that, by the way. You were great in that.
Listen, let me ask you a question before we go on, bro. They asked me to play myself, and I was like, cool. Can you mess up playing yourself?
You can. Because
How?
let me tell you how. The bright lights get to a lot of people. They talk like they ain't fazed by the bright lights. But all of a sudden the bright lights come on and cats get a bit timid and they want to be polished instead of authentic. See, somebody like you, I'm not worried about that because you don't believe in being anything but authentic. No. But other cats who are more image conscious per se, who want to project a certain imagery rather than just themselves. Yeah, you can mess up being you.
Well, I didn't think that. I didn't think that I could mess up being Kevin. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
When I did that part, it was a lot of stuff that was coming from an organic place. I've been in the jewelry store with the guys. I've been, been in clubs. I haven't been in an auction, but a lot of stuff was speaking back to me. You know what I'm saying? So it was only when I dabbled in that. I went to Turner and did some things for them for 3 years, and then I started to open up my eyes and start to be like, Shaq. I work with Shaq. I work with Chuck. I work with Kenny. I work with Ernie. Work with a bunch of those guys at Turner actually shaped my love for not just journalism, but then being able to give an insight where there's a lot of holes to be filled. And there was a lot of, I just saw my place. I saw where I fit. And I wanted to have that be, like you said earlier, a very authentic and very different from what I was seeing out there. And ever since then, man, I just jumped in 2 feet. I'm a visionary. A lot of people that know me know that I work in vision. And as I started to just turn this thing, I started to see the deviates, and I started to see the leveraging parts. And slowly but surely, I got a small team. We're all on the same kite as far as how we think. And then we see the things that are being put out here. And it's hard to be able to say that the wheel is already created, right? What is your variant that you're going to throw to the world that people haven't seen? That's the wheel. You know what I'm saying? So, it's been a process. It's still a process. I think that quality is over everything. But more importantly, man, the vision is going, and, like that's the hard part, getting something up, getting it turning, people respecting it, people viewing, people checking it. With linear TV moving and all these other parts, it was perfect timing to do what we did.
Well, it's interesting that you bring all of that up because you talk about being the visionary, which you absolutely are. But more than anything else, more than an elite player, more than a champion and a Hall of Famer, you've always been a leader. You ain't been a follower. And this is the thing that a lot of people don't know about, because obviously you and I haven't spoken much over the years, but we've always been cool. First of all, they don't know that me and you got two familiar boys, Boris Terrell Battle, that used to work with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Our man Boris, that was my teammate at Winston-Salem State. And of course, our man Sam Mitchell. We all boys with each other in the whole bit. The one thing that I tell people, they say that, man, you act like, you don't talk to KG much, but damn, you always talk about him being real authentic. How would you know, Stephen A? How would you know? I said, yo, man, 2003, he might not even remember this. I show up in Minnesota. I'm a beat writer for the Philadelphia 76ers. 76ers playing Minnesota. KG pulled me to the side because, yo, man, you getting on Michael Olowokandi too much. And we talking and you hipping me to the game like, yo, we respect the hell out of you, but be your real, true, authentic self. But Stephen A, show some compassion from time to time. You broke that down to me, and I was like, yo, that went a long damn way, being fair, making sure you fair-minded. So I always appreciated that about you. And I bring all of that up to say, as you reflect on your career and where you've been, how much of an assistance has your career been in doing what you do now? Because you just finished pointing out, we all on the same page. It's a small group, but we all on the same page. You brought that up. How much did your playing career and what you learned as a player play a role in your ability to lead now with all you're trying to do?
Well, I like to think that it doesn't matter what venture you're in. Leadership skills take on the same thing. You're not going to ask someone to do something that you wouldn't willing to do yourself. You have to
Right.
be unequivocally the hardest worker, and you need to be prepared for when things go south to have solutions for those things. If you're not those three things, not saying that you can't be a leader, you're just leading in a different way or a little different from me. When I led teams and when I was learning how to lead, Sam Mitchell would always take it upon me to when things got really rough to really jump in them and just be really solution based. It ain't about arguing; it's about what's the best solution. So I try to use those things that I learned in being a young leader, the things that helped me with teams, the things that helped me with communicating with guys that was non-communicative, getting the guy to be motivated when he wasn't motivated, taking a crap situation, trying to flip it into something and pulling the positives out of it, or really the roadmap of leadership to me. And I take those in account to everything that I do. You know, when we set out, just imagine this, and I always like to tell the story to people. Like you just called out the accolades of creating a content company. Imagine sitting down with a high school coach. You play high school basketball. You play basketball, right? Imagine sitting down with your high school coach and say, hey, look, we ain't going to college. We're going to the NBA. And that mom look at you and go, and go back to turn the TV and go back to watching TV. You go, hey man, hey man, hey,
Right.
Write this down, man. We're not going to college. I need you to. And then he rip away from you and look at you like, boy, are you high? What are you? And go back to watching TV.
Right.
He didn't believe it to the third time till I had the serious look on my face like I was finna either fire on him or it's about to be some other type of smoke to where he looked at me like, oh, you serious? So I come from where people don't always align with your vision and look at you like you're crazy when you say something. I am a true believer that you can do anything you put your mind to, and I am a manifestator. I put things in the universe and I see them. I see them as they're happening. I did this when I played. I did this throughout my career in success and also in failures. And so I say this to say that my walks of life have not only helped me, but they've helped me in terms to where they mirror each other. Like we got people that have ownership in our company that don't ever want to be seen. They want to play the shadows. I played with a guy named Rasho Nesterovich who was quiet and he never wanted to communicate. And I had to learn how to get the best out of Rasho, but without having the components of being communicative and all these other things. So I like to say, man, that when I speak to players and when I speak to young people, they are only listening to me because of my walks of life and the things that I've been able to achieve and survive to talk about and to, survive and talk about and learn from and apply those things that I've learned. So, I'm never trying to play an expert. I've always told people from day one, I'm gonna F it up before I get it right. But I come from a great place. My heart, everything that I do is for the spirit of something betterment. And I believe that I'm light. So, with those things, the walks of life, your experiences, when I sit down and talk to you about what you've been through and negotiating and just this whole journalism, just all of it, bro, that's the meat to me. That's the wonder of all of it. So, those things have helped me in every parts of my life in the things that I've absolutely been successful in.
What player in the NBA, past or present, most reminds you of yourself?
You meaning in what?
Your mentality, everything that you just described about you. Most remind you. I ain't talking basketball. I'm talking about your mentality.
When I sat down and talked to Russell Westbrook a couple of times, and if you've ever sat down with him, he's not
brother.
Deep brother, and is real. Like what? Like so.
Real
today,
and raw.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
not a fake bone in his body.
Man, it was dope to talk to him, Stephen A. And he felt like an old soul. I felt like he was an old cousin that I ain't know I had. And when I listened to his belief, when I listened to his declarative, the things that mean something to him, they really do mean something to him. And when I had a conversation with him, and I saw how he works at a high engine, which is why he's always hurt, which is why he's nicked up every now and then. But he's going 1,000,000 miles.
He's
like
not
when
stopping.
I see that, that's like the closest thing I can embody. I would hear all these tales of Michael Jordan, how he practiced. And then I would take that, Stephen A., and I would practice with that for years. Every asset Mitchell, every drill, everything we was doing, I was trying to win. And when I won, I was really upset. Like, didn't nobody understand? Like, J.R. Rodgers be like, bro, relax, it's practice. And then didn't nobody get that. But I did. Sam Mitchell did. A couple people got that. Flip got it. And I thought I was an outsider with that until I started meeting other people that had that same kind of feel. Russell Westbrook probably energetically and wholesomely reminds me of myself. He cares about others. He's a passer. I wouldn't say pass guy first, but he's a guy who wants to help the next man who's struggling. He wants to help that guy. When I watch him play, him and Zubac, he'll have the layup and he'll just be so unselfish that he'll fake the layup and go back to Zoo. And I'm like, that's kind of who he is. So if I talk about one player that kind of mirrors me just in that way, man, it's got to be Russell Westbrook, who I'm a huge fan of.
It's interesting that you bring that up about Russell, because from a media perspective, we would watch him for years. And as a point guard, he would shoot, and sometimes his shot selection was questionable. He wasn't the greatest jump shooter in the world, so we would be critical of that. And then one day I had the pleasure of having a conversation with him. He was talking about the media, and he was really open. I'm not going to share all the conversation because that's a private conversation between he and I. Yeah, but I'm only saying it to pay tribute to him. The brother was as real and authentic as it gets. He was reminding me of, or really enlightening me about what was really important to him. And then you hearing about his community and who he's gearing his message towards, how this motor that he operates under, what it's all about, who he's trying to inspire. You start listening to him and talking to him. And you're like, well, wait a minute. It ain't anything selfish about that. There's nothing that's selfish about that. This brother's about team. He just ain't backing down. He a damn warrior. And he let you know if you want somebody in the foxhole with you, he the kind of cat you want in the foxhole with you. My only thing with somebody like him, and not just him, but an abundance of the modern day athlete, is if somebody's talking about a deficiency in your game, that don't mean they're talking about a deficiency in you. You are good people. You bring a lot to the table. This might not be your strength. Something else might be your strength. And sometimes you wonder whether or not they really hear that message. Am I fair in saying something like that when I'm describing some of the modern day athletes that exist today?
Well, your assessment is always fair because it's your POV and it's your assessment. Now, I'm not saying a guy has to like it.
Right.
Some guys don't have to respect it, but from someone who's respected and someone who knows what they're talking about, like, bro, let me say something to you. No one's going to listen to someone who has no accountability, no character, or no information, nor knowledge what they're talking about. So when you speak on what you're speaking from, you know what I love about you? This is why you king. This is why I give it to you, king. This is why you king, bro. Because you come from a whole nother, it's almost like you did R&D for 20 years, right? And then all of a sudden, you take that 20-year R&D and you make a show out of it. And then you start showing us what made you get a show. And this is why you king. This is why you can put the Jalen Rose in front. This is why you can put Skip in front of you. This is why you can put all these Michael Wilbon. You can put all these, line them up, and you can put them in front of Mad Dogs and the J.J. Reddicks and the what's the kid from Chicago? Jason Williams. I used to love you and Jason Williams banter. That was beautiful. Y'all need to bring that kid back. That kid had a lot to bring to it. But I'm
he's coming. Back. He's on Thursdays. He's on First Takes on Thursdays.
Y'all need to blow that up. I miss him. I don't keep up with it like I keep up with it, but I keep up with it. You know what I'm saying? But I used to love that banter because you used to push you. And every time you got pushed, you went to another level, King. I give it to you, King. You went to a fucking another level. And I love that because that's what this got to do. It's got to push the line. So when you come from that assessment, did he like what you said? Cool, he didn't. But it's a respect there to say, oh, wow. Just because Stephen A. said this, now, he probably didn't like it, but I tell you this, it puts whatever you said on notice about that. So he knows he's not shooting well. He knows that pass. He knows he has 7, 8, 9 turnovers for the last 10 games. He knows that. It's on him. He goes home with that. You know what he needs from Stephen A? He needs that Stephen A. big brother. He needs KG, that big brother. He needs that big brother in front of everybody to say, hey, Russ, you didn't shoot well tonight, but I know you're a great shooter. Keep shooting that motherfucker and keep going, bro. Pat him on it. That's where we are today. My problem, I was just talking about this to my homeboy before we got on here. The problem I think with today is that we are so hung up on the yesteryear of the culture and the history that built the league that, bro, we're missing out on greatness right in front of us. LeBron James is 38 motherfucking years old doing something we ain't never seen. We got a whole 7'6" Frenchman in the goddamn league. He's a rookie looking like he's a 2-3-year-old player, looking like he's a guard. He nutmegged the guard. Man, bro. Listen, Wilt Chamberlain is rolling over his grave right now. If we told him a 6'10 power forward was playing center and jumps this high is the best. Bro, we got to get off it, bro. Bro, we got to get off this. You know why, Steve? I say this, bro, and I say this to the world. I'm glad we on here.
Sure.
Bro, we got to get over this. Michael Jordan, Magic, they are the past. We got to embrace this new-ish. Bro, we ain't never seen Steph Curry. We ain't never seen nothing like Steph Curry.
We ain't never seen it.
Shoots from Mars, bro. We keep talking about Jerry West. Shout that Jerry West was a super goon, did great things for the league. But yeah, we're in a new time, bro. Jerry West ain't never seen this type of range. He can't see.
But let me push back. Let me push back with my perspective on that, because I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you.
We need to embrace this greatness that's before us.
Right.
Fuck, excuse my French, but fuck what's happened last year. If we want to make some parodies, some comparisons to, you know what, he did it in 82, he played 65, I get that. Non-practice versus practice, the development, what he should be like at 27. Bro, all that's out the league now, boy. These young boys are killing all that. Bro, LeBron just hit 39,000 points, bro. But we ain't never seen nobody hit 30.
But let me throw this back at you. Let me throw this back at you. Totally agree with you. But my retort to that would be this. The game started in 1947. If I sit up there and I say of the thousands upon thousands of players, I think MJ's number one and LeBron James is number two all time. Whether you disagree or agree with me, I'm not disrespecting you by saying you number two all time. You see what I'm saying?
That's what that says when you say that. That's what I'm saying.
Why? Why?
Because someone is looking at the body of work. Okay, let me ask you this. If you've never seen it before and now you see it, what value is that?
That's exceptional.
It's exceptional when you've never seen it? When you never seen it?
So
let me ask you this. You've never seen a Bugatti. A Bugatti pull up beside you in the car. What value is that?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if you can put a value on that.
We ain't never seen Steph Curry. Never. Name one motherfucker look like this. Never. We ain't never seen a nigga 38, average 30, and then got 39. We ain't never seen that. We ain't never seen a 7'6" nigga nutmeg.
But we did see a motherfucker sit up there, excuse our language. We did see a motherfucker win three-peat twice. After three-peated, then took a year and a half off, then came back and three-peated again. I mean, it all depends on how you measure it. I'm looking at Steph, greatest shooter on the planet Earth, 4-time champion, two-time league MVP. I'm looking at LeBron, 4-time league MVP, 4 championships, 10 trips to the NBA Finals. It's absolutely positively sensational. But in the same breath, so is 6 titles in 8 years. So is 10 scoring championships. So is 9-time All-NBA defensive team. That's not insulting anybody is what I'm trying to say. It's appreciating all of the greatness.
Yes. But I'm telling you, in the risk of where we at now, moving the game, that's how they're thinking. Jordan didn't do this. Listen, this is what I'm saying. We're missing out on the league being picked up and carried. The league is being carried into another place where none of us, Stephen A., everybody that's 50 and under have never seen none of the stuff that's going on. Now, do we say shot selection has went out the window? Productivity, the kids ain't playing more games than we did. Guess what, Stephen A.? The R&D has been in. What we did in, matter of fact, let's break it down like this, 70 to 80s. Drug infested, man, David Stern did an unbelievable job. He had made those alliances with those guys. He made the league clean. 80 to 90, probably, if not the 70s, the more roughest part of the league back before when George Mike and them were just bowing each other in the face and you just played with a split lip, all that, right? When you get to 2023, bro, when we're supposed to be floating and levitating and I'm supposed to be able to get food right here that I ain't got to go into Beverly Hills and get, bro, we're in 224. Things are supposed to look different. The game looks different. I don't want to watch Steph Curry doing Isaiah Thomas moves. No, I want to see Steph Curry doing Steph Curry 224, 225 moves.
I agree.
So that's where we at. We're missing out on greatness because we're so hung up on those 6 championships. You think Mike Jordan was talking about Bill Russell when he was chasing 6? No, he was talking about what Chicago and Jordan and fuck Olajuwon and fuck, you know what I'm saying? He was doing Mike. So that, bro, we gotta embrace where we at. We gotta start looking at now when we start looking at this new league, we the uncle, we the big brother, whether we want to admit this or not. We gotta start giving flowers out more. Like we gotta start. We
ain't got no problem with that.
We can critique
I
your
ain't got no
game. Hey,
problem
look,
with that.
I'm looking for Anthony Davis. You got to give me another gear.
Well,
Look,
wait a minute. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad you went there.
Affect the game. So he gonna say, OG, how I got to affect the game? Hey,
Yeah.
OG. Now here comes the conversation, and this is the build. This
Okay.
is what happened when you took OGs out the locker room. That knowledge from Sam Mitchell to Kevin Garnett, that knowledge was everything. This is what happened. This is what I'm saying. So in that, now you ain't got that. So now when you pull up and I watch your workout before the game, I can give you a couple jewels. I can come in here and say what up. That's what we need more. We need more of the old heads to come to the games.
But wait a minute.
We built the history.
But why you encouraging, like, for example, I saw what you had to say about Anthony Davis. I was saying same shit. And I'm going like this. I like, thank God, KG. Now, mind you, listen to the language. Did you hear scrub? No. Did you hear a brother that can't play? No. What you heard somebody like me saying, I said, no, I ain't going to call him street clothes. When you get hurt, you get hurt. I'm not going to disrespect a man like that. But I am going to call his ass Six Flags because 1 minute you high and then the next day you low and you healthy. It don't make no damn sense. You Anthony Davis, when he healthy, KG, he top 7 players on the fucking planet Earth. On the planet Earth, this brother's that elite. And this is my thing, KG. How are you going to be that great when you bring your A game and be okay with the fact that you got to be led by a 39-year-old in his 21st season that you asking to carry the load when you are fully capable of carrying that load? I can't tell you how happy I was. Well, I swear to God, I had to have you on this podcast. When I saw you weeks ago going like this, yo, AD, what's up? What you gonna do? Now to me, you being big bro, you encouraging him. But in today's generation of players, you disrespecting them. That don't make sense to me, KG. That don't make sense to me.
It's just a different way you got to relay it. And the young boys, I'm being dead ass. Just like your uncle would come in and hit you in the chest. I'm like, damn, uncle, what you on? Like, now nephew older, so you got to talk to him different. The things that we would, real talk, just imagine how we talked to each other 20 years ago. I'm talking about when I first see you. What? Hey. If somebody saw us talking, they think we was arguing or fighting damn near, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So this ain't that. You know what I'm saying? These are our kids. These are our kids. These are the kids that
we got to adjust to them.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We're not finna, you know what I'm saying? We're not about to hit somebody in the chest. No. You can't even use some of that yesteryear shit here. That's all I'm saying. All of us got to we got to get the download. Some of us ain't downloaded the latest update to today. We're still in that same market. And I'm saying, if you are critiquing someone's game, if you're critiquing someone's style and energy level comparisons of two, and you saw those energy levels help that team go like this, like we're saying of Anthony Davis, and then two, let's be honest, you and I can't want this more than Anthony Davis. That's the real issue here. Yeah. We're talking with more conviction and energy here than that. So that's all we're saying here. We're fans and we're basketball enthusiasts. And this is that energy that comes out of that, wanting somebody's godness to be greater than what they're given. So I totally get that. The problem is how we relay it and how we say it. And you know what? He might not be used to the punch in the chest and hey, homie, you might be the one you got to pull to the side and like, hey, look, big fella, I see what parts where you can, and then you got to go like this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I've learned to speak to young people, and that's right. My transition from me.
Go ahead. Let me break this down. Here's the difference between somebody in my position and somebody as a champion who's a brethren and a member of that fraternity like yourself. This is the difference. You could say that just like that because you looking at it like, AD, what's up? You know how I'm looking at it? Yeah, the yesteryear point is valid, but here's the other point. LeBron is now. And we seeing this brother at age 39 in his 21st year averaging 25 a game. You gonna leave this brother hanging like that? Your brother, you gonna leave him hanging like that? You gonna make him go out there? You gonna make him get in the gym the way he gets and exert what he exerts and put that much on his shoulders because you know he wouldn't have to if your A game was there. You just gonna leave him hanging like that? And see, where I would butt heads, for example, with my brother KG, I'm going like this. I know you wouldn't do it in front of me, but KG, you trying to tell me you out there, you in the locker room, you back there with them, you talking to them, and you ain't gonna go like this. Yo, what the fuck you doing? You know you all world. You know you could bust somebody's ass anytime you want to. You really gonna sit up there and give me 40 one night and 11 another? You really gonna do something like that? cannot believe that KG would not say that.
I can't tell you what I would say. And what I would say to him would be probably between him and I would be encouraging, though. I wouldn't call him no Six Flags, anything. And then,
that's true.
We got to be honest. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This ain't got nothing to do with me. Anthony Davis probably thinks that he's doing the best he can. He probably thinks, hey, look, I'm giving 100% to this. They thinking I can't get no more. I don't know, but I gave you what I gave you. And that's what I'm saying. Bro, if you don't look at it outside of the scope in which someone is giving it to you, you see the same. You see it how you see it. And that's what I'm saying. Anthony Davis probably thinks, hey, man, I just had 35 and 15 with 2 blocks. Man, that was a crazy night. Yeah, he might think that was good for him. He might think that. And you know what? It might have been good. We're talking about the comparisons of an older man and being able to carry and give this thing over to another superstar. Right. And that's all I'm saying. I don't think that he can – I don't think that's still LeBron's team. LeBron is still – LeBron looks bouncier than AD. I'm just saying. He looks younger. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm saying both of us.
I'll say it right in front of you. I'll say it right in front of you. You know how I am about MJ. But I'll say it for you because you're my brother. I'll be like this. I have been watching LeBron lately, and I've been going like this. Oh shit. I mean, 21st season. What the hell is going on? You know, I have looked at him and went like this.
Shout to Black Jesus, man. We're never going to hey, listen, we're never going to disrespect the king. You know what I'm saying? Black Jesus. Shout to MJ. He's my GOAT of all of this. The business, the everything. He's the vision of what every black man should aspire for. Being a billionaire, having your own labels being revealed. Like he set the tone, right? Man, we ain't never seen a 6'9", 265 running the joint, 3'8", run the like I get it. I played against bro. I've let it go. It ain't personal with me no more. I'm watching as a fan and I'm giving flowers and I'm looking at it from a different perspective of things that I've never seen in the game, Steve. Mm-hmm. Like I ain't seen some of the stuff we're talking about. Bro, it's all new to the game. We ain't never seen a 39-year-old. Bro, you know what 39 feel like. You know what 39 feel like, bro. Yeah, 39, bro. Bron got to be on some goddamn stuff that ain't came out yet, bro.
I don't know what the hell's up.
Bro,
I can't believe what I'm seeing, and I'm so grateful because you know me. I want to be in LA in June, so I'm not mad. I'm very, very happy to see him doing what he's doing. I ain't apologize for that shit to nobody.
I'm that straight shit, up man. I need some of that new goddamn. I need some of that new. Bring that. Let me get some of that.
Damn right. What he doing? But let me ask you
this.
I'm
happy for him though. Real talk. I'm happy for him because he took his lumps and he's not taking his hits. He's in that conversation. And that's why I like to leave it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're in the conversation, bro, it's only 3 or 4 y'all.
He's in the conversation. He's in the conversation. He's in the conversation without question. As you reflect on your career in terms of the relationships that you've had with the opposition, with teammates, et cetera, any regrets?
No.
Zero.
Listen, let me say something to you. Everybody that I've ever played against and played with has respected the way that I went about my business. I was a true professional. You see how you do your business? You see how you come in, how you well prepare, how you well versed. The night before, you knew what questions to ask or you wanted to ask. You had it already in your head. I'm the same way. The way I prepared for a game, I don't know, it was very unique. During game day, I'm talking about the minute I woke up, it started for me. Actually, it started the night before. That's the reason I didn't really go out and party a bunch. I couldn't really simmer down. I had another level of energy that I knew that I could tap into. It was about calming down and understanding the moments. It was about, being relaxed to let things happen. Like I had to take a lot of, a lot of times you look at players, you got to energize them to have energy. I actually had to work backwards to learn how to actually use this energy and use it in a positive way. So the way I prepared and the way I competed was nonsense, nothing. Mm-hmm. Like straight up and down. Like I was here to destroy you. Like you was trying to destroy me. And it was no ifs, ands, or buts about where I lied with that. I would dap you up, and it was respect with that dap of who you are. It was respects to me doing my getting prepared to play you in the forms of who you are. Duncan, Dice, Joe Smith, Zach Randolph, Chris Bosh. I can go on, Andre Bletch. I can go on and on and on with all the players that I have to guard. Yao, Dirk, all of these guys. So I don't have no know anything on how I prepared and how I went at the game. That was my DNA. That's the way I wanted to leave my mark on the game, and that's the way I want to be remembered. I was a fierce competitor. If I was like LT, goddammit, I wanted to rip your shit up. I wanted to dunk on your ass. I wanted you to go 0 for 12. I wanted to shut you down, come down, and dog your ass on the offensive end. I was one of
So
them.
was that the case with everybody, or was there ever anything extra for a particular opponent?
No, not in between the lines with me. No, like I say, like I'll be honest. When I played Timmy, it was special. It was different because I knew the IQ. I knew the moves. I knew the thinking. When I played Sheed Wallace, the same thing. When I played Chuck, same thing. When I played great players, it takes you. In order to play a great player, you have to be on the same plateau with the same lines of the thinking. And offensively, they're coming at you with tenacity that you got to actually defensively go at them. And it's a game of chess. And if you mess it up, they win. And if you get it right, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of that's the game. But when you go into those matchups, those guys are all killers. All those guys I just named can put 50 up on you, can get 20, 30 rebounds, could maneuver the game. They were just geniuses. And that was the respect I had for those players. So that when I went in there, it was an uncanny level of respect for those guys, but it also was a level of I'm here to destroy you. I'm here to dominate this matchup and be hands down with it. No, nothing. Like that's what it is. And then at the end of the day, as I got older, I learned how to better monitor and better curate that because I was never friends with anybody that I played against. Joe Smith was the closest because we played with each other. She did not because our mothers was best friends. But other than that, no.
You know, I wanted to ask you this too, and you don't have to answer this question because it ain't really a deep question. I just want to echo what I said about it, and I want you to tell me whether you agree or disagree. When all of the friction or whatever existed between you and Ray Allen happened, what I said publicly was this. He's the enemy because he went to the enemy. It's not that he departed from Boston. It's that he went to the very team that they considered the enemy more than anybody, which was the Miami Heat. Am I right or wrong in saying that?
You're unquestionably right, and I agree with everything you said. The thing that I don't see in today's, I've started to see it a little bit, but not so much because, guys move around so much. But in the midst of where you have a 4 to 5, let's say 4 to 6 year period where you can, let's say 4 or 5 years, because if you get to 6 years and you're still killing it, it's like, that's like nothing. That's like nothing. Nobody's seen that. That's a unicorn. So when you get, let's say 2 to 4 years to be able to have a groove where you can, make something of yourself, bro, we was in a real life gang banging league where if you went to Orlando, the Orlando Magic guys, they dealt with Orlando Magic. When you went to the Philly guys, Philly had Caron Butler, they had Antoine Jameson, they had Gill. They did that thing. So inadvertently, the Hawks, Joe Johnson, high jumping. I'm going blank on blow name.
Mookie Blaylock, Steve Smith, all of those cats.
No. The left hand, Josh Smith. Josh Smith.
Josh Smith. Gotcha.
I'm just saying that everybody who was somebody, they was. So when we got into it when we was knee deep in the battle with Miami, that was real. That was none of that was fake ever, nothing. And I guess what give that context, man, I ain't gonna keep digging on this, but man, we down here in a playoff series with these guys. You know what I'm saying? And bro was down here looking at cribs. I felt some type of way about all of that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you already knew that was on the table as an option to come down here. So, it took me a minute to get over that. Paul Pierce helped me get over that. And then, too, just life moving on, COVID, seeing people die and leave this earth over COVID actually changed a lot of my perspective to say, look, people are still here. That was eons, years ago. We're both grown. Kids are older. Yep. We're moving on to other things. But I took that so personal. Because out of all the places you could have went to LA. You could have went to a whole nother team. You went to the one team you knew that we was beefing with. You knew that was a real beef with us, bro. Like, so yeah. If anybody know anything about me, man, I ain't feel. I wasn't feeling that. and
I
on
don't
all
blame you.
levels of what
Listen,
it was
listen.
and what it
I
represented.
love Ray, but I totally understood where you were coming from, and I understood you knowing you the way that I do, especially through Boris and Sam Mitchell as well as my own interaction with you. But I want to transition because one of the things that I think people need to know, and people in the media don't admit this enough. See, we think we older, so we teaching and not learning.
And
And
then
the
two,
thing
it's
about it
nobody
is
to critique
just
y'all either. It's nobody to critique y'all. If y'all don't critique each
it's
other,
true.
there's no platform to critique y'all. That's another thing.
Well, that's why I love the fact that the athletes have y'all podcasts. I love KG Certified. I love Podcast P. I love what I'm seeing with Gil's Arena and all of that other stuff. And by the way, I'm one of those cats that never hesitate to go on because with me having the platform and talking as much shit as I talk from time to time, I can't be ducking and hiding when it's time for me to be scrutinized. Nah, I'm going to show up. That's how it is. But I bring that up because you, just like you was talking to me in 2003, you were just talking to me the other day about your own aspirations for me. And I'm like, yo, I'm 56 years old. Now, my brother's is 46. He just turned 47. I think he turned 47 like May, if I remember correctly. And I'm sitting there going like this. This is KG. Why the hell wouldn't I listen to him? The brother a born winner. He put in the work. He don't cheat, never cheated the game. Don't cheat anything that he gets involved with. I wonder often, now that you got KG certified, how much teaching are you interested in doing? It's one thing to express yourself and to really, really just make your position known. How interested are you in actually teaching and dropping knowledge on cats? Because I'm older than you, and I'm telling you, you was dropping knowledge on me.
I was giving you a vision that I actually see that's happening around me. And let me just explain the vision. The vision takes partners. Everybody don't understand how TV works, especially linear TV, especially if you are in a position like a man like yourself with network and you're on the king network. You're on the where everybody starts and goes backwards from, right? So everything, all the agendas, all the things that go through sponsorships, all the way you shoot things, the new cameras, the 4K, the 5K, the 5G, the 6G, all this comes
PTZs.
through y'all first.
Yeah.
The insurance companies, the sponsorships, everything that trickles down from ESPN comes down from the mouse all the way down to everybody else, right? So we're watching the script of how to do it on a smaller level when we're watching you guys. I say that to say that I'm watching Barstool, I'm watching Bill Maher, I'm watching all these linear traditional platforms go into a new structure of incubating, and how yesteryear's programming and how we watch TV and how we've been taught to watch TV is now just like the league has a new wave. And I only said this to you because you're Stephen A. I give you your flowers, bro. You the new Howard Cosell. You Stephen fucking A, my nigga. You hear what I'm saying to you? And I say that if it's one person, matter of fact, I thought of two people because I respect Byron Allen and I know his story and I watched him, right? Because I'm a defensive player. I'm here to catch all characteristics when it moves a certain way and catch it, right? Especially patterns. And you the gatekeeper to being able to bring in partners to be able to create an incubating system. So that's why not only learning, but you got to understand, my young boys are Rondo. My young boys are Perkins. My young boys are Big Baby. My young boys are Tony Allen, or guys that want to be out here and be in TV, that have these characters and they want to speak about what their powers was. One of my reasons for getting into production was to be able to help the people that don't know how to structure this, don't know how to jump into this, and to be as a script or as a way to do. I pose the question to you is, when are you going to organize all of us with the Stephen A. Network, where you come get all of us? Will you come get all the smoke? Will you come go get Gil? Will you bring all of us over here? And I'm not just talking about that, brother. You got a voice politically, sports-wise. It ain't a topic that you can't dominate, brother. And I noticed that most groups work in strategy. They work in strategies, 5, 10, 15, 20-year plans. If it's one person that can organize us as brothers, that can organize us from an ideas, and that can organize us from a business, it's you, brother. And everybody will listen to you. And you have the respect, you have everything that it needs to be able to lead a group into a certain time. You, brother, not anybody else. Because Byron Allen don't know sports. I don't think he even wants to know. He's in another field. But I say that the conglomerates that can bring us together, you need partners in that. You need vision in that. And you need gatekeepers that can open up doors to people like myself and people that are coming behind us. And that's what this is, bro. That's why I said that.
And if you remember, when we talked about it, you told me exactly that a couple of weeks ago. And you remember my exact words to you.
I did.
Stay tuned.
I remember.
I said, stay tuned.
I do.
I said, stay tuned because I hear you loud and clear. And you know me, I strategize. You know how I am. So I mean, we know I hear you loud and clear. And I let's just say this. I ain't ducking from a single syllable you uttered. Not a damn thing.
I'm waiting.
Before I get on out of here, man, before I let you get on out of here with your time, as we sit here, I would be remiss in neglecting to bring up the late Kobe Bryant. I know how much love that brother had for you. And I thought you were going to say him when I asked you about a player, past or present, who reminded you as much of yourself up here, because I was thinking Kobe. And I know how much love that brother had for you. As you reflect on him, man, your thoughts.
Kobe and I was real friends. I think him and T-Mac were like more best friends. But when we saw each other, just because I took my time with Kobe when we sat and talked in Philly about the process and just my due diligence coming in the league. You know, he had a father that was in the league that I assumed that was a big value, you know, obviously.
Yeah.
But he you know, Cole, if you know anything about Cole, Cole wanted real live information like now. You know what I'm saying? Private school motherfucker. Like,
all the time. All the time. I'm like, damn, man, wait a minute. Okay, can you give me an hour to get back to you? Damn, you know?
So when I actually met Cole, man, he was a real kid, y'all. We were both kids. And I saw when he was nervous. I saw when he was a human being. I saw when, you know, we would cry. We were, you know, we was gullible about this league, and we wanted it so bad. I could, you know, just coming under the same ties, man. And yeah, man, that was my bro, man. That was my bro, and we shared a lot of ways that we saw the league. Kobe is probably a little more enthusiast on the detailing and tangibles when it comes to both sides of the ball. He had a way that he was trying to really corner and really put his thoughts and the way he saw the game in his box. He was trying to put it in his own lane, which was the Mamba mentality. And then, you know, a lot of people don't really understand that when he started, you know, the league, he came off like a selfish player. And it took years for people to really understand that this kid wants to be great, and he was going at it the way he saw it. And slowly but surely, it started to, you know, resonate, and it started to transcend into something great. And then, next thing I know, he was bigger than life, but he was still that same kid that I had met in Philly. He was that still that same leader, that same champion at heart. He wanted it so bad. And then too, let's just keep it real, man. Kobe saw this shit the same way I saw it. Killed to be killed. He was savage at this shit. I told Jason Tatum this. I said, man, your favorite player was probably the biggest asshole I've ever met in my life. He didn't get no fucks about it. And when we hit that flow, he knew what it was. And I loved him for it, man. I miss Kobe every day, man. I look up and we celebrate him like he's still alive, and I love that. So
you should.
Yeah, man.
I know I do.
K8, man. KB8, man.
I miss him all the time, bro.
Yeah,
Loved
man.
him to death. Still love him. Love him forever.
Another son someday. I don't know when and where, but I'm gonna dedicate a son to Kobe, man. That's on my life.
Doubt. Yo, y'all win the championship in 2010 against the Lakers. If Perk and I mean, who the hell else got injured in that damn series? I mean, Rashid played, but you know, Perk was hurt, wasn't healthy enough. You weren't 100% healthy. I mean, when you reflect on that, y'all win the chip if y'all fully loaded and healthy.
I'll say this: all 10 guys, everybody out there was dealing with something. Nobody was 100%. You think the Lakers was 100%?
Hell no.
You think Kobe Bryant was feeling great? You think Derek Fisher was feeling great? You think Ron was feeling? Nah, everybody out here on 2 or 3% trying to make it happen. We on the road. This is when home court advantage really was home court advantage.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, we couldn't get a call. We're on the road. We're not even, Doc's like, stop looking for a call. We're not getting a call in here. And everybody's on 2 or 3%. But guess what? So were they. You know, I looked at it like, hey, man, you want your chance. You get your chance, and you know what? You didn't take advantage of it. It's just like, you know, you get hit, you get back up, and we thought we was going to have another chance to go back at that. And, that's the lesson in that.
How you feel about the fact that Doc Rivers is doing television instead of being on the coaching sidelines? I don't like it. How you feel about it?
No, I don't like it either, but I will say this. If it's anybody to transcend what's going on in the game to the audience, it's him. Listen, Doc Rivers is a genius and he's a mastermind. I know that he's probably given the league like a couple years to foot off the throttle. He's living a life. I know he loves golf. He thinks he's fucking Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he plays enough to think that. So I love it. I love that he's loving his life. I love that he's doing all these new stuff, but I would love to see him back in the game someday. But it's a young boys game, man. It's a young boys league, and you got to know when your time is. And I think he's done miracles for the league, and I think he's grown the league. But it's great to see him on the side, giving depiction and really articulating at another level.
Dicey question to ask you, but I'm gonna ask it any damn way while I got you. And by the way, you can invite me on your podcast and ask me any dicey ass questions.
You let me know you got the time. You come out here,
man. Please, I'll be out there. I'll be out there this weekend. I'll be out there. You got me anytime you want.
Church right here. Church, you heard that, right?
You KG. You call. I'm coming. But let me ask you this question. Last year, Eastern Conference semifinals. Game 6, Game 7, Doc Rivers is coaching the Philadelphia 76ers. We know what the hell James Harden can do. We also saw what he did. And we saw how frustrated Doc Rivers was about that. What was that like for you watching your former coach go through that? Having a star player that didn't look like a star those 2 games.
It was tough seeing anybody you love and anybody you know from a character perspective, especially when you're in the foxhole. You're in the foxhole, you know what that feeling's like. You know, it's only mano a mano. We're on the road, and you need everybody to be firing on cylinders, right? Okay, you're not having the greatest game, but what are the solutions to be able to offset some of this, right? And I know that a lot of that offsetness is energy, is taking in and hearing it, and the strategy. And when I saw him looking frustrated, I knew one of those elements wasn't relaying to the player or wasn't relaying to his team. And I mean, even Joel Embiid didn't look his greatest on Game 7. No,
that's true. That's true.
And that's part of it. And you know what we didn't do? We didn't give the credit of the home court advantage. We didn't give the credit to the Celtics to being prepared. You know what I'm saying? Each team came prepared to win. Only one team walked out of there to win, and that's called strategy. That won. And we don't ever do that. We always make it about, oh, he was off and he was – listen, man, James Harden's going to take a lot of criticism until he takes ownership in himself and go out and play, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like between this whole thing with Philly, he made it personal it was really between 2 people having a discussion, and we just all got
him and Daryl Morey.
That's what I'm saying. That should have been behind closed doors, Steve. We should have never been privy to that.
That's right.
This is what we are with today. That's what I'm saying. Like, all of that could have been possibly fixed in the back room with conversation. You know how I go. Town business, man. Town business is when we're in a stall and you right here and I'm right here. And we can't go nowhere. That's town business. When you get town business and you talk mano a mano, that's when you get real results. When you put it out for everybody to have an opinion, it does this. And you get distorted. Only thing I love about the fact that he's moved on and everybody's in a great situation or a better situation than what they was in, it's opened up the doors for guys like Tyrese Maxey to come in versus shadow. You know what I'm saying? This story was about to overshadow the play of all of the guys that was in Philly. If James Harden would have still been in Philly, we'd still been talking about James Harden. Maxey had 56 then. I think he's had a 30 game. He's playing out of his mind. We should be talking about that young
average
brother.
of 28.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All this shit, that business that shouldn't be out as soap opera should be done in the back room somewhere. That's what I'm saying.
Boston ready? Boston ready to take the helm. Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the crew. Marcus Smart ain't there. That's a glue piece. But Porzingis is there. He's 7'3" and can block shots and can hit a 3. You got Derek White, Drew Holiday in the backcourt with Tatum and Brown. Are they ready? Is Boston ready?
Listen, man. This is Boston's year. I don't want to, man. I did not want to say that, but this is Boston's year, bro. Listen,
I got them. I got them winning it
too. And I got them winning it too. And I got Jason Tatum being my MVP because he has that start it power. He had a good run like 2 years ago when he started off strong and kind of, it's the league. Right. I get it. It fizzled out. It's hard to win MVP and you got to go through 82 and you got to be on it. They've been through enough. They're still, I didn't know that they have been in the league as long as they are and still have their youth. Bro, it's hard to get to a finals, a conference finals, lose, learn all this. Bro, by the time you do all this, you're 30-something. You're 33, too. Going into, bro,
They're in their 20s.
Bro, they got a chance
Already
to
been
be
to
the
5
next
conference
hit.
finals.
They got the chance to be
real.
the next hit, Stephen A. Real shit. I got my money
And I
on
think
them
they could
this
beat
year.
Denver. I think they beat Denver.
Absolutely.
Miami was too small for Denver.
Too small.
Boston is not.
I didn't think that Bam actually offset Joker
Jokic.
like he should have. I thought that Joker had that one-sided. I think that if you have Porzingis in that, not to say that he does a better or less job, I'm saying that he's a more offensive threat that you put in there. Like, you don't know who to stop. Do you stop Holiday? Do you stop Tatum? White will come in and hit your ass over the head. Porzingis can score a bunch of bread. Jay Brown is motivated. Like, it's just what I'm saying from Boston is another level of all of the components being on 10. You know, you usually have defense here, you have confidence here, you have offense here. Man, all that shit is hiatus. I want to see when Boston goes through something, how they actually react to that. Because every team's
likely against Milwaukee. Likely against Milwaukee with Dame Dollar and Giannis, because they ain't no joke.
Oh, yeah, listen. I'm front and center tonight. And this is a preview to – this is a fill out. Yeah, tonight's a fill out. Tonight's a fill out of who you are. Let me see what y'all really got. And this is a preview. These are going to be little mixed messages on what's going on. Yo, we're going to see y'all we see y'all in the fight.
By the way, real quick, how you feeling about the play-in tournament? Because this is a regular season game, but shit like this matters to people like me and you. It's supposed to matter to them, which is why the play-in tournament exists. You good with that? You like the play-in tournament?
You know why I love it? It's a new energy. I feel like I'm watching the playoffs in October, in November. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is the new energy. You see the flair? You see the new jerseys? It's a new energy. We ain't seen a red court, a gold court, a blue court. The league needed this. If you understand Champions League, I see what the league is doing. If you know soccer or football, if you know European anything business, the Champions League is a whole nother set. It's a whole nother reverence. It's a whole nother level. And that's what I think the play-in tournament is going to do.
You were in Minnesota for 14 years.
13.
This brother Anthony Edwards. Lord have mercy.
Yo, bro. Anthony Edwards is in that MVP conversation too, bro.
He coming.
Minnesota coming. Yeah. I like it.
I just wanted to make sure we on the same page with that. He coming.
Shout to Ant-Man. Shout to Cat. Shout to them young Wolves getting it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, I love the young Wolves. They look different.
You like keeping them together? Or do you think Rudy Gobert and Cat, you think they could coexist? We know Anthony Edwards ain't going nowhere. You think Cat and Rudy Gobert coexist?
Well, this is what I noticed just as of late. I noticed that when you have Mobley, what's the kid in Cleveland with Mobley? What's the big bad? Jared Allen.
Yeah.
When you have Twin Towers against Denver, you have extra rebounding, second shot attempts, and offensive rebound. They struggle with when you are big because Gordon is usually 6'10" over your Kawhi. He's over your small forward. He dominates that matchup, bro. If you're to beat Denver, you got to have a Twin Towers or some bigs like Naz Reid, Gobert. You got to come in and actually take Gordon's presence and meet him or subsidize it. You have to. If not, that's how Denver beats you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did not like the component of Cat and Gobert at first, but it seems like they have some parity now, and they're used to playing with each other. They're looking for each other. It looks better now. So at first, I didn't start off as a fan. I love how it's working for them. So listen, man. I think the T-Wolves got something. It'll be about consistency with me when I'm watching them, and it'll be about the defensive side of the ball. I feel like they are playing defense as a unit versus one and two guys. I love I love their team.
As we discussed, I'm talking about KG Certified. I'm talking about Content Cartel, which produces KG Certified. Okay. You got a whole bunch of distribution partners out there looking to do business with you. 2 films on Tubi, Cinnamon and Murder City. Okay. You got an overall, you're just building the KG universe or whatever. Before I let you get on out of here, Cinnamon, Murder City, the 2 films on Tubi. Tell me about this, bro. Mr. Producer.
Man, Mr. EP, Mr. Do-It-All, Mr. Incubator himself. You feel me? Man, I did the Wilt joint on Showtime. We did the EP on that. We actually have another. I know everybody saw the Nike story that came out on like whatever. We have our own version of Nike story that's coming out about the famous lawyer that was in Nike that made a lot of the moves that a lot of people don't know, which I think people are going to find unbelievably.
Underfilled
We
Night,
got
yeah.
the joint with my dog Thurston Howell, the infamous Barbarian, who started Low Lifes and the whole Brownsville movement back when rap was first started. He's your favorite rapper. You understand? Thurston Howell is from he's like the early stages of hip hop. You look up Low Lifes. You remember the guys that was going up in there like ramsacking and grabbing things, snatching and grabbing back in the 80s. Yeah, that's the Low Lifes. We got their whole doc and story coming out. Shout to Thurston. Man, Custom Guys. I know you're a big fan of looking good, so I just got a partnership with the guys at Custom Guys. We got to see some dope stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Get me one. I'll wear it. I'll wear it. Get me one.
You wear suits and stuff, but this is leisure wear that you can wear in the corporate office. This is like that cleanup look that you can, not so rugged and shit. So I got you working on that. We got NBA Comic-Con coming up, dog. I don't know. Have you visited that yet?
I have not, but I plan to.
Oh my God. Have you heard of Comic-Con, ShoeCon, all that? Well, NBA got a con, comes out in July, actually, during the Summer League. And it's like technology, interviews, shoes, shoe releases, new merch, business after business. My dog Ron runs that, man. We are in that thing.
I come out there.
July. We are. I got the joint street, which is my 3-on-3 component, which is like what do you call that? It's like a reality. I don't want to say it's a reality, but it's a real 3-on-3 tournament that goes into it. Teams having backstories. All these ballers that got lost in the shuffle coming together. You know, I'm a 3-on-3 fan. You know, we hoop it up, going into the community. You know, hyping the communities up. We got to keep doing that. But yeah, man, street. I got the Hoop It Up movie coming out, bro. We staying working, bro. You know, I'm everything, bro. And I like throwing a bunch of different stuff to the wall just to see what sticks. But my passion is incubating. I'm gonna create my own. I'm gonna create my own joint with my platform called Ving TV that's coming out soon, where I can go and I'm looking to incubate. Rondo wants to come out with some joint called Channel 9.
Help that brother.
Come out with a joint.
Rondo, good people, bro. Help that
Rondo
brother.
Got a whole. Listen, Rondo got a joint called Channel 9 where I didn't know Rondo was an unbelievable quarterback and obviously a point guard. And the parody of his son playing both sports and him seeing the point guard and the quarterback as identical. Listen, we talk about the concept and we've discussed it in detail. I can't wait to shoot this and put this on and have him articulate this. I think this is magical. I think that you get two sports that cross each other and they talk to the same message. I'm looking forward to incubate that. And then doing more conversations around the sports and doing around basketball where I can bring specialists that came in, talk to TA about his run-ins with the McGrady's, his run-ins with the Kobe's and how he would stop today's players and, you know, the Memphis and all of that that's coming down. I'm shocked that they are going through this low time, but they don't have their leader, not shocked. And just creating brands, bro. I'm moving and shaking. Waiting on Stephen A. to start the Stephen A. network where we can all go sign, get this chop, and make this thing bigger and better.
Look,
that's what we
my
waiting
brother.
on.
Let me tell you something, man. Don't rule out yeah, I'm coming. Make no mistake about that. But I want to say this to you: don't sleep on your on-camera skills. You're a basketball savant. You're as real as they come. You're hellified television. Don't make me have to come and get you for First Take. Don't make me have to come and get you for the Stephen A. Smith Show right here. You know I'm coming for you, especially around playoff time. You know I'm coming looking for you.
Listen. I don't know if I'm First Take. I see how y'all do that over there. Shout to Jalen Rose, bro. I say this to say that. I respect Bart Scott. I respect a bunch of people that's on First Take. I'm going blank on the guy's name, but everybody that's on there, they bring their A game and they talk that shit. And yeah, man, I don't know if I don't know if I'm that. I'm not stat driven. I see what JJ come on there with.
No, not everybody is. Not everybody is. See, that's the whole point. That's a mistake. See, I'm the EP of the show. And so you got to remember, you know what, with JJ, I got to deal with some stats. All right, you want to go the analytic route? I'm ready. You want to sit up there and bring Kendrick Perkins out with his damn one-liner. Him and Shannon Sharp are the king of one-liners. I can't beat him. I can't beat him on the one-liners. Perkins fucking hilarious, okay? Can't beat him on the one-liners, but I could try. KG come on the show. Hell, we want to get raw with it. We could do that too. I mean, we got FCC Airways to be concerned about. We ain't got to worry about that on the Stephen A. Smith Show here on YouTube, but on FCC Airways, we got to worry about that. But I just want to let you know, everybody got to hear your voice when it comes to some damn sports, period. You know that.
No doubt,
you know that. So just get ready for that. Man, I'm so happy for you.
Hold on before I let you go.
Please,
hold on. I got to ask you this.
Yeah,
Give me
man.
your 2 cents. Give me your 2 cents on this new TV deal.
Which new TV deal you talk
On the
about?
new TV deal? What is the NBA new TV deal finna look like? I want to hear it from you. I know you got.
I personally, well, first of all, before I get into that, let me tell you, you ain't the only one that got love for Jalen Rose. Again, that's above my pay grade. I don't make those decisions, but that's my dog right there.
Right.
I wish him nothing but the best. I got love for my man Jalen Rose. He and I have always been cool. So let's get that out the way.
Word.
As it pertains to the new TV deal, here's what I think. The NFL set the standard. The NFL has sent the message. If you watch the Sunday Ticket last year on DirecTV, no shade whatsoever. I got DirecTV. I like DirecTV. But the NFL Sunday Ticket, the Sunday Ticket package on DirecTV, you watch that bad boy on YouTube now. Shit is off the chain. I mean, the visual.
Another level.
It's another level. You like 4 games at once on one screen and all of this. Listen, man. We are moving away from linear television. A lot of people believe that ESPN, oh my goodness, we struggling because you know what? Linear television, you once had 120, 112 million subscribers and then it dipped to 90 and now it's at 70 and it might be at 50 in a few years. But what they forgetting is that we got billions watching on social media. So the audience is still there. And if you're a content producer, there's always going to be a place for you because everybody needs content 24/7. And the more outlets you see, okay, yeah, you might be here at ESPN or you might be somewhere else. But the bottom line is somebody picking up the content. And so for me and you know, people like us that's creators of content, oh, we going to be all right. We're going to be all right. You know, we're going to always have a landing spot. I worry about a lot of things. Being unemployed, those days are over. I'm not worried about being unemployed. I'm going to always do something. That's just the way it's going to be. So the key is remembering not social media, but the digital and the streaming stratosphere is where it's at. And what I try to do is educate folks. Think back. We can go back in time. Think about the 60s movement when the civil rights era and all of this stuff was going on, KG, right? Youngsters changed the game. Throughout history, anytime change took place, it was youngsters that provoked it. Well, here's the deal. They telling you, typical youngsters, we want to do what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it, and we don't want nobody telling us what the fuck to do, right? Our own kids do that. So what makes you think youngsters that ain't your kids are not going to do that? They telling you they want to watch it on their phones. They want to watch it on their iPads. They want to watch it when they traveling. They don't want you telling them, oh, if you want to see us, you got to watch it at this time. You got to watch it on the TV. You got to watch it on this day. Fuck that. They want what they want when they want it. And you have to be in a position where you're willing to provide the audience what they want. You got a lot of old school cats that want to hold on to once was, but it goes back to the origination of your conversation with me where you were saying, nah, we got to adapt. They're telling us what we want. Anything else we doing, we paying attention to the customer. Why are we not going to pay attention to the customer now? This is what they want. That's what the fuck we got to do.
Facts. This is going to be over 150, 100 billion. What's the number on this deal? If you was a betting man, where would you bet where it lands?
I really can't tell you the answer to that because I don't know what streaming would charge. You see what I'm saying? I mean, what the networks would charge streaming, what they'd accept. Like, for example, you might be worth 50 million, but because you see the forest from the trees and you see 100 billion rather down the line, you might sit up there and say, all right, I'm going to take the 40 billion now because I know what I'm going to get 3 to 5 years from now. So you never know what they're going to accept. I can tell you NFL is king, NBA next, because the NBA has done an exceptional job of appealing to the younger audience, which is why baseball implemented its rules changes, KG, because they know they got to appeal to that younger audience. So it ain't just about the long ball. All of a sudden you see the pitch count. All of a sudden you don't get to shift as much as you used to in the infield. It facilitates more offense. It's facilitating more athleticism. And as a result, Major League Baseball is ingratiating itself with that younger audience better than it has in recent memory. And now the audience is building once more. That's what they caught on to because that's what the NBA has been doing.
And you know what we're not taking into account? I keep hearing whispers of the Saudis going to do something. I look forward to whatever interjection they have.
That's right.
They're known for starting their own leagues. I've seen what they did with Live Golf. I've saw what
Yep.
they did with soccer league. I saw the numbers they throwing out to Messi. I saw what they threw to Mbappe. I saw what they signed Cristiano Ronaldo
That's
to
right.
over there. You got to know that with leagues that are in China, leagues that are in, I think, Europe. You got to know that, man. The Saudis jump in here and start making noise in the league, bro. That's going to change a lot of
And
stuff.
here's the beauty. Here's the beauty. You had people bitching and moaning about live golf. And I said, nah, I don't want to hear that. If the United States government does business with the Saudis, why can't individuals in the world of golf, Phil Mickelson and Koepka and all of these guys? What's wrong with that? I mean, what the hell is wrong? I don't see no problem with it. If the government could do business with them, how come we can't do business with them as individuals? Now, that's where I'm at with it. But I will tell you this. Here's what I do love about it more than anything. Once upon a time when KG once signed for $126 million, you had people complaining. Now they like, nah. He was smart. He was ahead of the curve. He took those dollars he manufactured and transitioned that into something greater. And guess what? Now you see people, they ain't complaining about it. They saying, where's more money? Because every time we turn around, there's more money out there to be had. And that's the difference. Now you don't hear people complaining about the money cats are signing for now. Now they saying, all right, that's what the market allows. You clearly deserve it at this moment in time. Go ahead and get it. That's what Live Golf to me has facilitated as well as the streaming platform. Stay tuned, bro. Stay tuned.
Bron go out with one of them Jordan deals, 1 for 300.
Say what?
I said, does Bron go out with one of them deals, one of them crazy deals, like 1 for 300, 1 for 400?
He could. I will tell you this. Somebody could sign LeBron James right now for $1 billion and not a damn soul can complain because he deserves it. He deserves it. He deserves it. Plain and simple. There's one brother who deserves it. It's him. I would tell you, when you talk about that 300 name, we're not talking about the team because the NBA ain't going to allow that. But other business outlets, I mean, he could get anything he wants and he deserves it.
Listen, if the Saudis start a league and they pay that man $1 billion, he's bringing people with him for the year. He's not going to go in that league and play by himself. It's going to be the inaugural season. It's going to be the most valuable part, bro. It's going to catapult that league. Everybody and their mom's going to run to that league.
Everybody. I don't think Liv's going to go that route because they don't have to. They could do the individuals in the world of golf. They could do that and stuff like that. I don't know if they would do that and going up against the leagues because you got league rights, contractual rights, broadcasting rights, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot to get into. But I will tell you this. I can't rule out anything that you're saying in the business climate that we're living in. You got cats getting creative all the time, and you got leagues partnering with people you never thought they would partner with just to make sure that money comes funneling in. What do you think sports betting is all about right now?
I'm talking about.
Did we ever think sports betting would be a part of it?
What?
Never thought sports betting would be a part of be aligned with networks and leagues and stuff like that.
Not like this, and it ain't even hit college yet. Would it ever hit college?
Right now, because of NIL, yes. Yes, because of NIL. And the only way it's going to stop is if Congress gets involved, and that's what the NCAA is trying to do. They're trying to coax Congress into getting involved because they're saying we have no control. There's nothing we can do. Could you help us? That's their only prayer, bro.
After your ass not made bread off of motherfuckers for 100 years, I don't want to hear that shit, NCAA. Get your ass out of here.
Neither do I.
Neither do I. Shit. Shut the hell up. NCAA, go do something for HBCUs, motherfucker. How about do that? How about donate $200 million to the HBCUs? Get them off the ground. How about that?
That works for me.
How about that shit?
For me. I would love that. The HBCUs definitely deserve it. Don't get me started with that. I'm an ambassador when it comes to HBCUs. Hell yeah.
Me too. I'm South Carolina State all day. Shout to them Bulldogs.
KG, man, love you. Appreciate you, man. I'm going to holler at your boy. I'm coming on your podcast. I'm next, baby. I'm coming.
I got you. And thank you for having me, bro. Great to see you. Keep doing it, King. Keep doing it,
no doubt.
King. Love.
One love, baby. Take it easy.
My dog.